Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 34. Today we're doing some girl talk, and I have my girl, Sylvia Urban. Now, Sylvia is like my mother from another mother because she is my mom's bestie, and she has known me my whole entire life. And I know that over the years, whenever I need something or anything, I can always turn to you because you always have my back. So I always feel like I have two moms, like somebody who I can go to with anything. And so who better than to have a girl talk with about midlife? Because Sylvia, you've gone through midlife.
I have a while ago.
Yeah. But I know you remember it because just when we were talking about what we're going to talk about, you started laughing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to laugh. If you don't laugh, it's going to be
You're
tough.
going to cry,
Yeah,
right?
that's totally.
I agree. I think it's like laugh or cry.
Yes.
And I choose to laugh because it could be hard. Like you and I have a lot in common. Like we both have raised our kids on our own. Only I had 2, but you have 4, right? So you
Yes.
like doubled it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I always would ask you questions too because, being somebody who raises kids on their own is different. It's totally different.
It's totally different
Right.
because you are the disciplinarian.
Yeah, I don't want to be a disciplinarian.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you have to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I can relate to you on so many levels. And like I said, I feel like you always had my back. So thank you for that. I appreciate you for that.
It was a pleasure.
I just remember that one time when you came to watch the kids because I didn't have anybody, had to go to work, and they were sick, and then they made you sick, and it was food poisoning. That's what I remember, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, she's never going to come over again, ever.
Oh, you know what? It's just one of those things that happens.
See, that's something that a mom would say. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
And before we were starting our conversation, you're like, Heather, what are we going to talk about? And I said, we're going to talk about midlife, and we're going to talk about stuff like, when your kids leave you. And you said,
Oh, I was really quite happy when my first one walked out the door.
oh my God, that's so good. Because like I'm struggling with it because I feel like, it's time for them to go, but they're ripping my heart out because I want to be a part of everything. I never want to let them go. Like it's so hard, but it depends on the kid too, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally. You know what? Maybe it's because I had 4 and I was quite happy to see them go out on their own. And they always came back. I mean, they didn't come back to stay. They were only allowed to come back once to stay.
Yeah, my parents had that rule, and I know they would have taken me back 10 times. So I think...
Well, we'll see. I haven't had to deal with any more than once.
Oh, that's good. You're like, no, you've had your one time.
Yeah,
you get lost.
Yeah, that's right. You're on your own. Yeah.
So you were happy, like when the first one, you're like, okay, it's time for you to go.
Well, my kids are very close together, as you know. They're a year apart. And the second one, it was good for him to go too. But then when there was just the 2 of them left, it was a bit different because it was hard to let go.
Yes. And of course, Mark needed extra work. I understand that. He needed more momming, right? But it is because I can see now when you're saying that because you had 4, it's like, we can get rid of a couple. And then it's like, oh, now there's only a couple left, right?
Yeah.
And because I only have the 2,
yes,
I'm there already.
You are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But you know what? It's that old thing. What do they say? If you love something, let it go.
Yeah.
And if it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. And what I see too, the pattern is when people go away, like the kids grow up and then they have their own kids, then they come back because they need help. And then they realize how hard parenting is.
Yeah.
And they want to spend more time with you because...
Well, Mike's my only one that has kids.
Yeah.
And every time he tells me something that's happening, I just smile and say, payback.
Right? I know. When I'm talking to like, usually Phoenix, my oldest, he'll say something about kids and that. And I'm just like, you just wait. In my brain, I'm like, you wait. I can't wait till one day you call me and you say this. And I'm like, I know. And I'll just laugh because he was like that, right?
Yeah.
They don't realize like.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But they do come back. You're right.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And, you have great relationships with them. Like I've got 2 of mine are far away. One's in Prince George and one's in Australia. So
Yeah.
long way to go and see them or for them to come.
Yeah.
But when we do, it's great. It's like we've never been apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about family.
Yeah.
Okay. That's helpful. See, that makes me feel better.
Okay.
Now, what else do you remember? What sticks out for you when you think about your experience in midlife?
I think what it was that all of a sudden your kids are leaving and I mean, you're still a mom, but you're not doing you're not being relied on all the time. So I think you have to reinvent yourself pretty much. And what is it that you want to do with your life? What's left of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true. I call that momming. You've been so hard momming. Now you don't have to mom anymore.
That's right. Yeah. So you have to have good friends,
Yes.
and the odd bottle of wine helps.
That's so good. The odd bottle of wine. Oh my gosh. But you are right, because we have put our identity of who we are in the world onto being a mom and taking care of people and putting them first, putting everybody else ahead of ourselves. And like for women, I'm like, oh, we got to change that. But it's just what we inherently do.
Yeah.
And then when they disappear, and I always say, like, they dump you, when your kids dump you,
Yeah,
you're
they
like,
do. Yeah.
who am I now?
Yeah.
What's my purpose? And we quite often feel lost and without purpose. And that's where a lot of women struggle, is like trying to find that purpose.
Yeah. And I think you really have to sit back and think, what is it that I would like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be different than what you would have done before you had kids, because you're a different person.
Sure you are. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're a better person
Yes.
than what you were before you have kids.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And you made it out alive, right? Like, because it's hard. Like, let's be
Got
honest.
white hair, but that's
It's like, mine is coming, right? Is that what he's saying? Wait for
it'll
it.
come. Grasp it gracefully.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, it is a hard experience. And we give everything to it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like, now what? Did you see the new Barbie movie?
No.
Okay, there's a quote where they say, okay, I'll just make it up because I can't remember exactly what it is. So it's like, when we have children, when we become a mom, we stay in one spot so that when our kids move forward in life and look back, they'll have an anchor. They'll know that they're okay. So we stay in one spot. And I'm like, oh my God, that really, I felt it, because we stop everything, who we were, what we love, and we just hold that space to make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when they're okay, when we think they're okay, then we move again.
That's right. And you have to move.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't hang on to the past.
Yeah.
You have to always move forward.
Yeah.
Always.
So how did you reinvent yourself? Besides having so many hilarious, fun times with my mom. I gotta say, whenever I go out with you ladies, we have the best time. Can I just tell a quick story? When we went golfing, it's like, I always know where you are in the golf course because I can hear you guys laughing from way across the golf course, and everybody's like, who are those ladies? They are having so much fun.
We do.
Yeah.
We really do. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We're not going to be athletes.
You're not going to be a professional golfer, but you always get your money's worth, right?
Definitely. We get lots of shots. And there are some beautiful courses.
Yeah, that's right. The ones with all the eagles and all of that, right?
Oh, yeah. Sandpiper, here we are.
Yes, that's right. That's right. We had a good time when we went there.
Yeah.
So when you started to reinvent yourself, did it look like going out to, or like trying new things? Like, what did that look like for you?
Well, I started working because I had been a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And then I thought that I would like to travel and see things.
Yes.
And we started the Red Hat Society.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So we had a group of ladies that we used to go out with and do different activities with. Lots of fun, lots of laughs, nothing too serious.
Yes.
And that was pretty much it, you know?
Yeah. So good groups of friends, I think, is the important thing.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Do you notice through the years you go through different groups of friends? Like, you have your high school friends, then your work friends, then your college friends, or anything like that. And then you have your little kid friends, like, you know, and then they grow up, and then you kind of need new friends, right? Because you kind of do that, right?
Yeah. And it has a lot to do with how your health is as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been fortunate. So, I've been able to be active and do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you are. Anytime I think of you, I just think walking. Like, you are the walking queen. And I think the reason why you're so healthy and happy is because you laugh so much. Like, that's why I like to be around you, because you are just always having a good time.
Oh, yeah. You got to make the best of everything. Yeah.
Yes.
And I do love walking. I do. Yeah. I still walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about your physical body through midlife? Like, I want you to think back to the time when you were like,
Okay. Whenever it was the happiest day of my life when I didn't have my periods anymore.
yes, right? Like, there should be we have birthday parties and anniversaries. We should have like a party for that.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. That was great. I was quite happy. And I guess I was so busy, I never even thought to have a hot flush or to whatever you're supposed to have.
I love this. I love this. I was just too busy. I didn't even think that was a thing I should be doing, having hot flashes.
Yeah. And Lori, she's through her midlife, like she's 52 now.
Yeah.
And I never even mentioned it to her.
Yeah.
And she never had one.
She didn't know it was a thing. You know what? I'm a big believer in this because my going through it was very mild. And I believe it's because of my lifestyle, because I eat super clean foods, healthy foods. And I think that it's optional. I really do believe that it's optional.
Oh, yeah, because your mind
Yeah.
can dictate how you feel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
And when you look at the Asian cultures, they don't have midlife. They don't even know what midlife is or hot flashes or anything like that because of it's just not on their radar. Nobody told them that this is what happens to them, right?
Yeah.
They go through what's called a second spring.
Yeah.
And they go from being in their reproductive years to being in their wisdom years and giving back to the community years.
Yeah.
But never menopause. They don't need to go on medications. They don't have the hot flashes. None of that. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, a lot of people when they go to their doctors, the Western doctors and stuff, it's hard to if you tell a male doctor what's going on, because I don't care how much they've studied. They don't know what it's like to be a woman. I remember I had a male doctor deliver one of my children. And I remember he said, she's fighting me on this. And I was like, how many children have you delivered? Like, you just shut up. Like, no, that's not okay. I was so mad at him for saying that because hormones rule our world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you didn't have any crazy hormone jumps and like rage, anger, sadness, like emotional responses?
Not too much.
Yeah.
I would get mad, but then I had 4 kids, so I had a reason to get mad.
Yeah, that's not menopause. That's calling having 4 children and 3 boys.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And what about your physical body when it came from, okay, I used to walk all these distances, and now my body won't allow me to do the physical things that I used to do. Talk me through it.
I think this is where you have to be able to see the humor in it. Because if you don't, and you're in trouble, because you're not going to change it.
No, that's right. Like, your body is going to do what it naturally is designed to do.
It will. Yes.
So again, this is coming back to how we think about things, right?
Yeah.
I believe that what our world, like what we've created, is created in our brain. If we think it's hard, it's hard. If we think we can do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
Right? If we look for the good in everything, like you do, you're going to find the good in everything.
Yep. That's right.
And so, because that's where I'm at right now, is being like an athletic, active person. My body's like, whoa, slow it down, girl. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't wanna.
Yes. I don't wanna.
That's right.
Yeah. So did you change your activity, or what did you do?
Well, I used to hike.
Yes.
Then I walked.
Yeah.
So that was getting all the hills and the stuff that I found difficult to do.
Yeah. And like the uneven terrain and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But, sometimes you just have to push through it too, though. You have to say, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
There's no reason why I can't do it.
Yeah.
And just keep at it.
Yeah, and I think it helps to see your body in a new way.
Yeah.
Like you never want to compare this body to your 20-year-old body. You'll
Oh,
never
no.
win. No. Oh, Lordy. No.
No, no, no.
No, no, no. So if you are like, what can my body do now? And let go of what it used to be able to do, that I find that helpful.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of these things you just do automatically and you don't even think about them.
Yes.
Like, they're part of your nature, the way you think.
Yeah.
So you just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. What would be the best advice that you could give me and all the listeners who are in midlife, who are going through letting go of the kids, bodies changing, hormones are changing, refining your purpose, all of those types of things?
Yeah.
What would be the one or two things that really stood out to you, that made a difference, that allowed you to maybe enjoy the experience instead of struggling through it?
I think what you have to do is let go of what you used to be.
Yeah.
And then you move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like, there's certain things you're not going to be able to do.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do them.
Mm-hmm.
Do something new.
Yeah.
Try it. And
Yeah.
if you like it, keep trying it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, do something else.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. You're like, hey. No.
Hey!
I told you you'd be so good at this. Have you ever heard of squaring the curve?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
No. Okay. So usually what happens is people get older and their health declines, and then they live a life of being unhealthy and not being able to do stuff. And it's not like a fulfilled life, right? But so it kind of goes like this, high to low. So it's like a long curve, a descend into nothingness, really, right? Like, oh, that's so horrible. But squaring the curve is when you live a super healthy life and you do all the things you want to do, and then that's it, right? Like you go out on top.
Yeah. I always said I didn't want to be sitting in my easy chair
Yeah.
and wishing I would have done something.
Yes. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you never regret what you do. You regret the things you didn't do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just go out there and try everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because do you mind if I ask how old you are?
82.
Yeah. Like, Sylvia, come on. You are 82, and my mom is also 82. My dad is 84. Now, you guys just go and do all the things.
Yeah.
Like, never in my brain do I think that you guys can't do anything.
No.
Or that you are not living your fullest life, or that
Yeah.
you need help with anything. Like, that's how you want to live.
Totally.
Yes.
Totally.
Now, what do you think is the key component to being 82 and doing all the things you want to do?
Oh, gosh.
Besides the wine. Besides the wine.
The wine helps a lot. I think having a positive outlook on life.
Yes.
I really do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't dwell on the bad stuff. There's lots of that around, but just keep going forward.
Yeah, you'll always find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Now, do you consciously, because I do a lot of mind work with my clients, do you consciously notice, oh, I'm thinking negative thoughts, and then change them to positive thoughts? Like, how does your brain work?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you see, that answers my question. You just naturally default to the happiness, to the looking
Yeah.
for the good. And
Yeah.
that's a lifetime of doing that so that you don't even notice it anymore.
No, not
right?
at all.
I'm the
Yeah.
same way, but a lot of times when I work with my clients, their brain will take them to the negative. But
Yeah.
the point is, we don't know that. That's just where we naturally go. So if you want to make a change, and if you want to live like a full happy life in your 80s and 90s, like Sylvia, like my mom, like my dad, you want to consciously take your brain to the place of looking at what is working, at being in the positive, at doing the things that make you feel good.
Oh, yeah. 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 And planning ahead.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Like, we're always thinking of the next show we're going to go see,
Yes.
or, what we're going to do. I don't travel much anymore
Yeah.
because insurance is too much money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So if you're going to travel before you're 80. Good thing.
That's a good tip, because I did notice, because you and my mom love to travel, and now it's like, nah, it's just like the insurance and all.
It tends to be a bit of a hassle.
Yeah.
But I did go to Australia last year for 5 weeks, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to hike some of the in the Blue Mountains that I had done before, which I finished, but just barely.
Oh.
And I had wine after.
Yes, that's right. That was your planning ahead.
That was
At
my
the end of this,
prize.
there'll be wine, right? But yeah, I like how you said plan ahead, because that's like, it always is giving you something to look forward to, that next thing, and so that is part of the purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so good. So, is there any tip that you want to leave us with? What's the mantra that you say to yourself without even realizing it, maybe, that just gets you going every day, that you kind of live by? Like, if you have learned one thing over your life that's the most important thing, and that you want to share that, what would that be?
Enjoy every moment.
Oh,
Totally.
that is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take that and run with it.
Okay.
Enjoy every moment. Because when you think about it, if you say we live to like 87, you only have 87 summers. And if I'm 54, I've already used up 54 of them, right?
That's
and
right.
we don't even know that we get 87 summers. We don't know.
Don't
right?
know. Yeah.
So enjoy every moment.
Yeah. Totally.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a good way to live.
Yes. It's a great way. It's the only way to live.
Well, there you go.
Okay. On that note, we're going to end. This is a perfect way to end this podcast. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of your wisdom and your laughter. And like I said, you've just been such a shining light in my life. And I love and appreciate you with all my heart.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Thank you. All right. Friends, thank you for listening. Always, always, always love yourself first, and have an amazing day.